An honor it is to welcome to the Mike Gallagher Show the one and only Lee Greenwood. I have a God Bless the USA Bible on my desk as we speak. How you been, Lee?
I'm terrific, Mike. Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
It's great to see you again as well. We chatted in Palm Beach at that big event for Bernie Marcus and the Job Creators Network, and of course you're a legend and you're a superstar. You brought down the house with God. I mean, no, you just haven't lived until you've heard Lee Greenwood sing this song in person. I get chills just thinking about it. I got to get your reaction to all the criticism that President Trump is receiving for having the audacity to say during Holy Week, hey, it's probably a good time to return to the Bible and to prayer and to God and faith and freedom. What a crazy message he had, Lee.
Amen. And this Easter weekend, what a perfect time to say that. We've been promoting this Bible for over 3 years, so an endorsement by President Trump is exciting for us because more people can return to faith and to prayer in this particular Holy Weekend. I don't know if you knew that I was raised in Sacramento, by the way, where you are now. And I remember going to I was North Sacramento. I went to the First Baptist Church right there on Del Paso Boulevard and went to high school there. And when I left Sacramento, I went straight to Nevada and spent 20 years there. But my tenure as a Christian was in force when I married my wife, Kim, who we've been married 31 years, and excited to know that this weekend, our two sons are coming home, one from Chicago, one from Miami, to be with us this Easter weekend, and we'll be at the Brentwood Baptist Church and enjoying the Easter holiday. So when you talk about the President Trump endorsing faith, I am so excited and happy for him to outwardly speak that he's a Christian and he wants people to return to faith so this country gets back on track.
You know, there's a caller from Chicago on hold, and we're not obviously able to get to her, but I can see on the screen that Kathleen's point is Jesus said, you will be ridiculed when you speak out for me. And that's so important. I mean, I think about Trump a lot in the context of spirituality and how so many evangelicals support him and people of faith support him. And I keep thinking of the expression, God often uses imperfect vessels. Nobody's claiming Donald Trump is perfect. Nobody's claiming Lee Greenwood or Mike Gallagher are perfect. I mean, we're all imperfect, flawed humans in the eyes of God. But for the president to endorse this message and to embrace your Bible and to see the pushback he's getting, oh, he's blasphemous, oh, he's selling a Bible, it's tawdry. I mean, Lee, when's the last time you've ever heard an American president or a former president, or I hope a future reelected president, speak so forcefully about the power of faith and God and prayer?
You know, the people that are so disillusioned by this are, of course, Trump haters. I don't believe even the people on the left are necessarily hating the fact that we're Christians. I think that they're just Trump haters. But as we go through history, the president, remember, when he became president, he put his hand on a Bible and swore to defend the Constitution and the United States of America. He could have held up any Bible, but the reason he chose this one, not just because it has God Bless the USA on it, and he uses that song as his entrance for his campaigns, which makes me very proud, by the way. It's because in it are the documents that started our country, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, the Pledge of Allegiance, which we've included as well, and the Bill of Rights. And I was asked also to put my handwritten lyrics of the song chorus, God Bless the USA. So it's a unique Bible, and I'm proud of the president for stepping forward and showing the country that he is a Christian and he has faith in God.
This Bible, incidentally, is available if you go to leegreenwood.com. It's easy to read. It's in large print. It has a slim design. It is a leather-bound. There's a King James version and a leather-bound special edition. And as Lee said, I even had some listeners point this out to me before you joined us. They said, don't forget to remind everybody it also includes the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. leegreenwood.com, and you can order the God Bless the USA Bible. Lee, can I ask you on a personal note, if a guy like you recognizes the impact that one beautiful little anthem has had to millions and millions of people all over the world. You know, after 9/11, I played your God Bless the USA on the radio over and over and over again. It still brings tears to my eyes when I think about that time when we felt unified. Your song was unifying. Does the artist himself, does the man in the middle of that recognize it, or is it just sort of part of the job and part of what lifetime of work you've had as this country music icon?
Oh, Mike, you know, right after 9/11, when Mayor Giuliani called us to go to New York, and we were there 3 times for the Fireman's Memorial at Yankee Stadium, the Policeman's Memorial at Carnegie Hall that was orchestrated by Police Commissioner at that time, and then, of course, the 4th game of the World Series, where for the first time ever, and probably since then, that I wore the red, white, and blue jacket because I wanted to display America's colors. And there was some controversy about, well, you shouldn't wear the flag as a piece of clothing. But at that particular time, my wife and I talked about that. We talked about it with Mark Anthony, who was one of the singers at Yankee Stadium, along with Bette Midler. And I said, this is a time that we need to display the red, white, and blue. Since then, of course, we've had many memories of that. We have lots of friends of New York and Washington, D.C. who went through that terrible disaster, that terrorist attack on our soil. And I know that my father, who served in World War II, probably had the same thoughts about the attack on Pearl Harbor. This was our crisis. But, you know, since then, it's always been about faith for me. I believe God has a reason to do things, and I may not know what they are. But all I want to do is make sure that this Bible gets in the hands of as many people as we can so that faith comes back to all of us.
Lee Greenwood is our guest, of course, legendary singer, songwriter. You can go to leegreenwood.com to learn all about this Bible. Lee, it fascinates me. I don't want to drag you into politics right now. We know where you stand. Everybody knows where I stand. We've got to have a revival. We've got to have a reckoning in this country. It feels like the country is in flames. Today, President Trump is attending the funeral of a young 31-year-old police officer who was brutally killed. He was a young husband and dad of a 1-year-old child. The guy who the police say killed him was a career criminal. We see this over in Chicago, multiple people stabbed. We see these acts of crime, and of course the border. Can we head into Easter weekend with some words of hope and inspiration from Lee Greenwood? I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but let's face it, a lot of Americans are hurting right now. We're worried, we're stressed. I know we live in the greatest country in the world. I know God has blessed this nation like he has blessed Israel during this war with the terrorists. Do you find more reasons to be hopeful and optimistic than not, or is it a struggle for you too?
I'm always an eternal optimist. And as a Christian, of course, I have faith that God has a plan, even when I think I have one. He will step in and say, no, I think this. And it's a matter of fact, from the very beginning, when I wrote God Bless the USA in 1983, I could have written it many years before, but I didn't have the wherewithal. I didn't have a reason to write it. And suddenly, when God steps in, he made all those things happen that brought that song to the forefront of the United States and the listening audiences for yours audience as well. And then, of course, in the ensuing years with the Gulf War, the terrorist attack. And here we are once again with President Trump running again for the president of the United States. Please, God, make that happen. And this Bible can be in any way to help. I'm so proud to have it happen.
LeeGreenwood.com. Isn't it wild that I was just talking to the audience earlier that of all the travels I've been blessed to take part in, and of course you've traveled all over the country, all over the world, I've never been in Sacramento. This is the first visit I've ever paid to Sacramento, California. So on my inaugural visit to Sacramento, and the great folks here at AM 1380 The Answer, hosting our event tonight with Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum and I are going to be on stage together, and what a hero he is of mine. And here I am talking to Lee Greenwood, who was raised in Sacramento, California. That's a God thing. You know what I want to do? I keep thinking of the great Rush Limbaugh, who got his start here in radio. I want to go to Rio Linda. Where's Rio Linda?
I was about to tell you that. Matter of fact, my address was Rio Linda Boulevard. And
when
Rush
kidding?
used to say that, no, I'm not kidding. And I used to say that when he said, Rush said that on his television show, I said, oh my gosh, that's where I'm from. And when he says, we need to spell this out for the people from Rio Linda, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it.
Well, he is missed, and it's kind of neat for me as a 40-plus year radio guy to think, and without Rush, none of us have a job here in talk radio, and so I'm thinking of him a lot today, and thinking of you, and just praising you for your efforts to get a Bible into the hands of as many people as possible. It's just a real joy to get to spend some time with you, Lee. Keep fighting the good fight, and come back and visit with us again when you can, and all my best to your family. I hope you have a happy and blessed and safe Easter, my friend. Thanks, Mike, and a very happy Easter to you and your family. Thank you. The one and only Lee Greenwood joining us here in Sacramento, where, like Rush used to say, for those of you in Rio Linda, that's Lee Greenwood, G-R-E. Golly. Hey, see you tonight, I hope, at the event here in the Sacramento area, AM 1380, theanswer.com for tickets. Of course, Good Friday, we're going to have a highlights show as we absolutely stay in prayer and think about his death and his resurrection. Happy Easter from all of us here at the Mike Gallagher Show. Back again on Monday to fight the good fight each and every day.